Hi everyone, Carol here from Oak House Journals. I'd like to share a page that I've made for Gina of the Firefly Studio 67 for her friendship journal. It's very much along the lines of the one that I made for Angela Kerr and her friendship journal, in that I've still used the Nagasaki digital paper collection from AntiquePaperie. As you know, I absolutely love that paper collection and I've been using it a lot lately. I chose a different page for Gina from that collection because I understand that Gina likes purple or tones of that colour hue. So I'm hoping I've got that right, Gina, fingers crossed. So I chose this particular paper from the collection because it has got purples and lilacs in it. Gina wanted an A4 piece of paper that had been either tea stained or coffee stained. Mine has been tea stained, and I've used my Nagasaki paper choice on each of the pages. I've torn it with a tearing ruler, inked the edges and stitched it onto each of the 4 pages, making up my friendship journal page for Gina. This is the first page, as you can see, and there's a corner tuck spot there which I've also inked and stitched. I've done a little bit of collage here with vintage papers, a vintage stamp and a sticker. At the top there is a ruffle of chiffon sari silk. On the top I've stitched on some very delicate lace, and then I've also trapped some more lace underneath. This is quite, this Nagasaki paper collection is quite a busy paper. It's absolutely gorgeous, but very busy. So I'm finding it a little bit of a challenge to work with, so that I don't create something that is just way over the top in terms of busyness. So I wanted to try and keep things as plain as I could. The tag, or the two tags that I originally made to go in here made the whole thing way too thick, so I got rid of those and I'm now using them in something else. But I put in these 2 little journaling cards. As you can see, I've inked and stitched around the edge of both of those cards, and then I've done some collaging with vintage papers, papers from the collection, and some stickers on the back. Inside, to keep this relatively unfussy, and because I love these papers so much, I just put in a very simple vellum pocket here, and at the bottom a little bit of French script, and I've trapped some very fine white chiffon sari ribbon behind it. The tag that goes inside the pocket is some book page, some text book page, and then a botanical wildlife book page which has got bees on it because Gina loves her bees. You'll recognise the Tracy Fox label and another one of those cards. On the back I've created a pocket which I've stitched on using the same Nagasaki paper, and I've just created a pocket for my business card to go in. And there's a little bit of lace and chiffon silk and a little tiny friendship tag just glued in this corner, and some G-Pure lace trapped behind the eyelet there. And then the tag opens up, and inside more of the paper collection, and I've stitched in 2 glassine bags, and in each one I've put in a vintage cigarette card for Gina, so she can actually leave those in or use them how she likes. And that just goes in the front pocket there. The centre of my page was going to be an envelope, but I decided I would leave it open and create a journaling spot. So this is magnetised under here. This is some vintage French lace, and then I've stitched it onto the page underneath this chiffon sari silk. I've put a little piece of French text from an old French exercise book which has been stitched on, and then I've used these very, very tiny half pearl gems on the top to intersperse with the zigzag stitching. And then, as I say, it's magnetised, so when you open it up there's more lace trim inside, and then I've made a huge journaling spot, so there's more collaging there and stamping, and more collaging there and stamping. Over the back is a lace snippet with the chiffon behind and a coiler safety pin holding it in place. Some more collaging there at the bottom with a fussy cut daisy from some lace and one of those tiny, tiny little half pearls. And then in the top corner I've made a vintage lace tab using the sari silk, some lace and some indenture paper that's been stitched and glued onto the paper. And this side is a big pocket which takes up the whole of this page, and I've just put in here a little bit about myself for Gina, which is what she asked everybody to try and include for her. And then my back page, whoops, I'm losing something there. My back page is another glassine bag with some layering up behind of some gorgeous French exercise book. There's some more in that side. The bottom of the bag I've put some nice lace there. I think it looks like butterfly lace. Anybody that watched my page that I made for Angela Kerr will know I included some of that because it looks a bit like butterflies to me. Then there's some of that chiffon sari on top, some eyelash trim. Then I fussy cut an image, another little friendship tab that I made, vintage buttons stitched on with some crochet cotton and some layering up of lace behind. In this back pocket I've made a big journaling card. I liked this image, the colours were just perfect, so I've left it very, very plain and simple, stitched around the edges and inked. I've trapped some of that white chiffon silk underneath some lace and set my eyelet through it. And there's nothing else on that tag or journaling card. Some simple collaging on the back there. That goes in the back pocket. And then in the front pocket I created this little journaling card or journaling spot. It's made to look like an envelope, so it's closed with pink crochet cotton, and I've cut out a tiny heart from the paper collection. There's a vintage button, more of the sari chiffon, and then inside there's a little journaling spot there. So this was just 2 pieces of the paper collection that I glued together, cut to size, and stitched all round and inked all round. I just thought it would give some more journaling space to Angela in her journal. Angela? No, to Gina in her journal. Angela's got her own page. So there we go, that's my page for Gina. Gina, I hope you like it, and it's in keeping with what you want for your friendship journal. Anybody that watched my last video will know that I've been making these lace snippets using the Nagasaki paper collection, and because this one turned out purple, it had to go to Gina, As you can see, it's got a vellum pocket on the back, and I'll pop something in there for you, Gina. And then you have some of my lace from my stash, which I hope you will be able to use in your friendship journal or in your other journals as you want. So there you go, Gina. That's going in the post to you this afternoon. I hope you like it. Thank you, everybody, for watching and bearing with me. And a very big warm hello to any new subscribers and also to my existing subscribers. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye now.